Well, happy Wednesday. So exciting to hang out with you guys again as we have another opportunity to introduce to you one of the artists that is currently on our roster. We are big fans of hers, and she has such an incredible voice. And we are so excited. And a huge thank you to all the stations who have picked up Quinn Throness' single, A Good Day, because it is a good day. It's always a good day with the Lord. And so I am excited to introduce you to her. I know for some stations you've already done interviews with her, and if you would like to have one, make sure you reach out to Loretta, and she'll be able to set that up for you. Okay, so on that note, Quinn, thank you so much for joining me on my lunch hour and your midday, or I
Yeah,
guess, yeah, mid morning. We'll go with
kind
that.
of. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for
Something
having
like
me.
that.
This is awesome.
Of course. I am excited to learn a little bit more about you. You're from Alberta.
Yeah.
And so, at what point did you think, yes, I want to do this thing called music?
Well, I was 12 years old when I started writing songs, and I never thought that I would ever release them. It was just kind of a
Yeah.
hobby, and I wrote songs and showed them to my church family, and yeah, that was what I did. And I always wrote them for God. I mean, I grew up at a Christian youth center is what my house is. And so I was always surrounded by Christian music. We were always playing DC Talk, Reliant K, Brett Nicole, the Wow Hits CDs. Yeah, that was like
I
my
love those.
childhood. They're so good, the music videos. Anyways, but yeah, so I was always immersed in Christian music. And so when I started writing, I knew I wanted to write for God, write for the Lord. And I quickly like grew closer with him through writing. And so when I was 18, one of my friends was like, "Why don't you like actually release one of these?" And I was like, "How do you do that? Like you
Hmm.
can do that?" But the world is so, I guess, even different than it was 10 years ago. You can just upload something on there and everyone gets it. So I went to town and I recorded my first single in the end, and the rest is history. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we have
Yeah.
lots more music from you. I want to circle back though to you saying that a lot of youth are in your home, and that's actually become a huge passion for you is working with youth. Um, Tell me a little bit about that environment and just how it inspired you to focus in on youth with your own ministry and the music you write.
Yeah. So our house is a grain farm, but it's also a youth event center. So my dad had this vision when we moved here. He was like, I want it to be a place where the youth can come. And so almost every night of the week, we have something going on. What I help with primarily is Friday night youth groups. So ever since I've been like 5 years old, I've been out there cheering the kids on because we'll have a game first. We'll hang out with them. The leaders will play the games like soccer, or we do trail games, stuff like that, and then we'll come in and feed them some snack and talk to them about God. And so it's been a huge part of my life, always having that in my home. We have like 100 kids that come to youth group now on a Friday night, and I get to be a youth leader. And so I get to chat with them about like, who is this God? And I get to put on the youth group playlist of Christian music to show them like, hey, Christian music doesn't suck. Like, lots of them think, like, it's just hymns, like, it's just what my grandparents listened to, but it's really
Mhm.
not. There's rap, there's pop, there's rock, there's even metal, which I'm not a fan of, but that's a thing.
Yeah.
So, um, it's really cool to be able to do that, and when I started releasing music, I was like, "I wanna be able to play this music for the youth, and even if it's a more chill song, I want it to relate to them because this is who I'm with, and this is still kinda my age range. I'm 20 years old, so it's really cool to be able to play these songs for the youth group and just encourage them like, hey, Christian music can be good and it's encouraging and uplifting and it can change lives really. I know listening to some songs on the youth playlist while I'm playing a game, I'm like, man, I am so encouraged to just go out here and hang out with these kids and share with them about who the Lord is. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's been pretty instrumental.
So on the music side of things, A Good Day is your current single. Did you play it for the youth, and what did they say?
Yes. So I actually played that song before I released it, and I had been playing it for, like, months, and then one day I just see these kids singing it. It's not even released yet. I see them singing it, and I'm like, "Oh, you like this song?" They're like, "Yeah, this song's good," and they had no idea that it was me, and I was like, "This is why I do this. This is awesome," and so now that it's released, they all know it's my song, and most of them know it because I make them listen to it, but we
You
do
make
dance
them.
parties. Oh, yeah. We do dance parties while we're playing volleyball and stuff. It's pretty fun. So,
Oh, see,
yeah.
fantastic memories, but also a great way of encouraging them in their faith in such a practical and real way.
Yeah.
So, a good day. Tell me about the song. Why did you write it? What's the story behind it?
Well, I knew that I wanted a youth group jam. Was
Okay.
I wanted to write something that I could play at youth group and that would relate to the group. But I also had influences from my friend group because I have a really good close knit group of friends that are Christians in my church. And we actually run a Monday Bible study. And it's super fun to go over to my friend's house and just be encouraged in the Lord. And so we did a trip this summer. We're always hanging out and stuff. And I was in this the moment when I was writing the song, I was just so grateful for the friends God had given me because in Proverbs it says, "As iron sharpens iron, so the countenance of one man sharpens another." And I'm always continually sharpened by these people who are around me, these Christian friends. And I go to a college, not a Christian college, and I'm surrounded by people who aren't like-minded. And so it's so amazing to be encouraged by Bible study and my Christian friends at church, and then to come into a worldly environment and say, hey, like, I don't need to go out and party to have fun because I have a group of friends who's encouraging me, and I'm here in this college to encourage others to join us, basically. But yeah, so that's where that song came from.
When it comes to encouraging the friend groups that are at the colleges, as you're learning, what are some of the key areas that you see them needing encouragement in?
Well, it's kind of hopeless. I know I have a lot of friends of different faiths. There's lots of international students who I've talked to, and just talking to them about what they believe, it's very hopeless. And it's
Mhm.
very I just when I share the gospel with them, I'm almost like I get emotional because I'm like, look at this person who has no hope. I asked one girl, I think she was Hindu, and she says, like, believes in reincarnation and stuff. And I asked her, like, "If I were to I'm dying right now, how do I get to heaven?" And she's like, "Well, I don't know. You just have to do enough good." And, like, she had no idea if she was gonna get there. And so I got to share the gospel with her, and that was super cool because there's just a lack of hope. So that's what's
Mhm.
needed, I think.
I think across the board, especially now, there just seems to be a lot of people feeling sad, feeling lonely.
Yep.
I mean, but that can happen to all of us. We're all human. So, what do you lean into to still have a good day?
Well, yeah, I know the song is kind of like every day's a good day. Well, sometimes you're not going to be happy. Sometimes you're not going to be, yeah, every day's awesome. And because you would probably be the most annoying person ever if you were always, "Wah." So,
Yes.
um, for a good day, I was just thinking like, man, I can look on the blessings that God has given me, even when the day is not going the greatest. I can look at, hey, God has given me these Christian friends. God has given me faith, and that is the biggest thing. Like, even if I lost all my Christian friends, I still have this foundation of a faith in Christ, and I have that hope that I talked about before. That you know what, I have the hope of heaven waiting for me, and that is an amazing thing to lean into. So.
Mhm. Well, amen. It's so encouraging just to see young people such as yourself really being able to minister and share what Jesus has placed in your heart and the hope that you have with other peers and just bringing that hope, that light into so many dark spaces.
Yeah, it's
So,
awesome.
yeah. So, what's next? You've got a good day, you're going to school, you're still writing music and encouraging the youth. What do you feel are your next steps forward?
Well, I have 7 songs to release for an album coming up, so we'll see. I'm slowly releasing songs, slowly building up to this album, and I think I'm just gonna keep going, keep releasing music, keep promoting it on social media, doing what I can, honestly, to get the message out there because sometimes it can be lost. Sometimes on social media, you can get into the habit of just posting for the sake of
Mhm.
posting and forgetting about why you do this. And then you get a message from someone who's been encouraged by your song, and you're like, oh, wait, oh, wait, oh, wait, that's why God put me here. Like, He didn't put me here just to put a fun video up, He put me here to encourage believers. And so that's what I'll keep doing, keep working with the Lord. And yeah.
I would love to hear a moment that stood out to you where it just reaffirmed that you were on the right track. It was someone reaching out and you thought, "Oh, wow, this is
Well,
it."
it was actually recently with my song "Wait For," that song has done really well on social media, and I think it's a different message. It's about waiting for the person God has for you and not settling for someone who's not saved in a dating relationship. And I got a message, I think this week, from a girl who's in her, I think she was late 20s, and she was like, "Man, this song is just so encouraging, and thank you for releasing this." And she was just thanking me for encouraging her, and I'm thanking her back like, "No, thank you." Like, this is her encouragement is so needed, especially I think for musicians, because we can get in our heads and think, "Ah, it's not doing anything." But her sending that and saying, "Hey, this encouraged me in my walk with the Lord," was so impactful for me.
Mhm. Oh, well, thank you so much for taking time today to share more about your journey and your passion, and of course, about a good day.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was awesome.
It's always fun to connect with our 1016 artist. Quinn Throness, again, a big thank you for taking time today to be here to talk about you. And if you want to dive deeper into Quinn's story or want to be able to interview her for your show or at your station, please make sure you reach out again to Loretta. She's the one that is heading up most of our campaigns right now. In fact, she's heading up this conversation. She's my tech guru. I'd be lost without her, let's be honest. So, yeah, thank you for taking time to spend with us and with Quinn. Thank you so much for all the feedback from the stations that we've gotten about Quinn's song, how it is encouraging you as well. And just thank you for your support of Canadian artists. So we will do this again. We've got a very, very busy 2025. So get ready. Keep your eyes open to your inboxes for the next time we send out information for one of our 1016 conversations with our artists.